Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in to another episode of Walsh Wednesday, the Reflective Series. We are back with another installment of That First Step, and we got a really special episode. Back with me, as always, is Harrison Mark, but we also got another guest with us. We have our friend, Stefan Feibel. Stefan, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Connor?
Doing good. Good to have you here for Walsh Wednesday, and we will explain shortly why you are here. But essentially, well, might as well say right here, right now, we're going to try to expand things with That First Step. That's kind of being dissolved, right. and we're going to try to turn it into something else. And Stefan, we've been talking with for actually a few months now about this project.
Yeah.
And so Stefan's been with us behind the scenes. You guys haven't seen him yet, but he's going to be more out in front as time goes on. You know, maybe before we get into some of the stuff that we've been doing, Harrison, about finishing up this installment of That First Step, maybe we should talk about like what we got going on here.
Connor, I would love to.
Sounds good. Now, going back, Stefan, Harrison, you guys have known each other much longer than you've known me. Can you guys get into that first of all?
We've known each other since like kindergarten or first grade.
Probably before that, because like Sunday school and church.
Yeah, because we met at church, so we've been probably since we were babies.
Yeah. We went to elementary, middle school, high school together.
Yeah.
He went to the same college as me for a little bit.
9 days.
Yep.
Was that what it was? 9 days?
9 days.
It was an exciting 9 days.
I attended 3 days of class out of 5.
Hey, well, the thing is, if you're there, you might as well make the most out of it.
Exactly. I had personal pan pizzas for dinner 9 out of 9 days.
Ooh, that sounds good. It's better than ramen, my opinion.
Yeah, I had ramen too. That was lunch.
I'm not a ramen guy.
Yeah, I didn't have a choice.
It's all good. But going back, you guys have known each other for a while. You guys had, growing up, this idea of having like a little production company when you guys were little kids, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to name drop because that'll come later. But we had this thing going on where we had an idea that we were going to like, shoot movies, make like little parody songs. It was like, we got like a pretty good big group going back then, I gotta say. But because we were like in early middle school, I think.
Not even.
We
were like 9. We were like elementary school.
Yeah, we were like in elementary school.
Yeah.
We thought we'd be shooting like multi-million-dollar movies or something.
Yeah.
And like in our backyards.
Yeah.
So obviously that didn't go anywhere. But we were thinking later that we were just hanging around talking. We were talking about creative ideas. Connor and I think, had just started That First Step.
Yeah.
We're hanging out with Stefan, and we were like, maybe we won't dream that big, but hey, maybe we could revive this little project we had going.
And I remember that first meeting where we were trying to talk about it. I was a little scared because it was like, oh, we had all these ideas, but it was like, what exactly are we gonna do? That was the kind of thing.
We've matured in our realistic expectations since year 8.
Yes, Understandable. Now, Stefan, you have a really interesting background now in what you're doing in college that really helps us move forward with what we have for this upcoming project. Can you talk about what you've been doing in college?
Sure. So, I'm studying sports communication, specifically doing like journalistic stuff, reporting stuff. So, all of my writing for the last few years has been fairly narratively driven. Sports was the easy avenue. It's the thing I probably know most about. So that was sort of what just was comfortable for me. It was an easy degree to follow. But I think it's meshed with, my love of comics and of movies and of video games. And I think seeing how those things are written, how they're structured, it's helped me change into narrative writing for non-sports. And so I think it's geared me up kind of well to reintroduce this project back into my life because it's a good time.
Nice, because you've also been like writing stuff on your own as well, trying to write stories and narratives outside of just sports. Like you've had your own like little projects that you've been working on the side before you even met up with us about this project.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been one to set very strict deadlines. I think for me, I know that if I'm too strict, it's not going to be what I want it to be. So it's been a lot of just thinking of an idea, letting it marinate for a while, and then when I feel like I actually have everything I need going and writing it down. But it's more so just been stuff on the back burner that I've been writing. It hasn't been too much because I haven't had the resources or anything to move forward. So it's more so just, writing exercises, planning things out.
But it still really got you to kind of where we are right now and what the kind of things that we want to be doing. Just a little more background on everybody. Stefan, you've been working at the Rhinebeck Center of the Performing Arts for years. You've done a lot of crew work there.
Yeah.
Harrison and I, we did theater in high school. You didn't do theater before high school, right?
No, I did it in middle school.
You did do some in middle school. Okay, yeah, we've been acting.
Schoolhouse Rock Junior, baby.
Heck yeah. No, so we both been doing theater since about middle school, then acting. So Harrison and I more on the acting side. Stefan, you've never been the most comfortable on stage.
I've never been the acting type.
But we were all in the a cappella group, All the President's Men.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is true. So yeah, we were all in Presman together. So we've always been together. We've always been in creative works. We've always been in the arts in some form or fashion. And I feel like with college, we kind of all did our own thing in college. We did our thing. We studied. We had our own groups. We were all in different areas. But now, like, when the pandemic hit, we all started getting together and we had all these creative ideas that we wanted to flush out and all that. I think it was only natural that came back together to make this happen. Yeah, we had just started that first step when we were like, let's try to get something going.
I mean, I think what really happened was we were just talking about that first step, and we were having a conversation, and you mentioned, I think you recently saw Stefan.
Yeah, that was when you invited me over for the bonfire.
And
Yeah.
I was like, hey, I haven't seen that guy in a while. Let's all meet up. And we did, and then that kind of devolved into us planning out. Me and Stefan were reminiscing about,
Devolved?
Did I say devolving?
Devolved?
I thought you said evolving.
I meant evolving.
Well, if you said devolved, that's hurtful.
Yeah, everything went downhill after Stefan showed up. He's forcing us to have him on right now.
Yeah.
But no.
I'm using you for my ticket to stardom.
I'm fine with that.
Where was I? We were talking about, like, scripts and stuff that we had written, and that made us think, hey, why not try to do this thing? And we've been trying to do this thing the past few months.
Yeah, it's been really cool what we've been doing, and I want to get you guys' perceptions of it as well. But I'll give like a little synopsis, kind of hinting at what we're doing. We're going to essentially, one of the projects, we actually have a few things that we want to do, but one of the things is we're trying to make podcast narratives kind of like radio plays that we want to perform for you guys. We're writing them. We're going to read them ourselves, maybe occasionally bring in somebody else. In time, hopefully make it bigger and have a few more people on. But I think it's really cool what we put together, the concepts of the stories. I think that was the thing I was kind of scared about in the beginning, that we didn't have a focus on what we were going to do. But then when we did, I feel like it clicked really well. Do either one of you guys want to go a little more in depth on that?
Like you were at first, when we knew we wanted to do something, but we weren't really sure what we wanted to do. Like, I was really set on actually making, like, actual films. And I know that's something that you guys want to do eventually, too. But we don't have the budget for it, of course.
Or equipment.
Plus, there was concern about COVID restrictions.
That's right. Yeah, there were the COVID concerns. And then we, like, kind of dialed it back, and we thought, okay, short stories. Well, we could, Connor was doing his Walsh Wednesday. So we thought we could do something with that. And then we came up with this idea where we'd each write a couple stories, we'd act them, we'd perform them, and then put them out in that sort of medium. And that's how we'd sort of get the ball rolling.
And not to understate what we're doing, but I think when we realized that we could get some kind of narrative and sacrifice visuals and get sound effects and do audio mixing and still put something compelling together that if we wanted to film it would cost us so much money and we would never be able to do it. I think realizing that those projects that we wanted to do, but just realistically, just with the budget we have and restrictions, it just wasn't feasible. Seeing that was a possibility through audio recording was, I think, a huge part of what pushed us to do that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, obviously. And what I think was interesting in the genre, what genre we wanted to pick and how we wanted to get into that, I remember we got into a topic of horror movies and thriller movies and stuff like that. I wouldn't say what we're writing is horror, but it kind of stemmed from that. We talked about our favorite horror movies are like the more psychological. And we wanted to write something that really made people think, that there's always a twist to something that we have. So as I said, it's not horror, but kind of like that more thriller, drama, mysterious kind of aspect to it.
Yeah, I would say it's just to get it straight, it's like an anthology sort of thing.
Yes, it's an anthology. Yeah.
But I would say each episode definitely has a different genre to it, but they are still like similar in that sort of way that Connor was just speaking.
I think a big part of why at least I was pushing for thriller was that I think with thriller you can do a lot more with sound and with tone. Dialogue isn't as much of a necessity. And so if you have a restriction on actors or of, whatever, you can still make it work through different means, whether it's, using sound effects to build an atmosphere that's a little bit eerie or a little bit uncomfortable. I think that helps as opposed to something that's, heavy drama or involves a lot of dialogue and perhaps would be harder to do if we didn't have.
It definitely allows for kind of like that narration, that narrator feel to kind of like lead you along.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's really interesting. And we have a number of the stories written out. We have actually half of them recorded of what we want to do. Like we got 3 recorded, don't we?
Right. We got 3 recorded. We're thinking.
We have a third one recorded?
Yeah, we got.
Oh wait, no,
we
never mind. We haven't gotten yours done yet.
Recorded.
Oh, we didn't do yours yet. That's right.
We tried to. We were going to,
I
but that didn't
forgot.
happen
Yeah,
yet.
it fell through.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
we're getting there.
We have
3 fully written.
Yeah.
2 actually recorded.
Yeah.
And then we have a number that are still being written out.
We're planned for our first season to have 6 or 7. Small enough number for us to gauge sort of the reaction.
Yep. And we're looking to hopefully get that out sometime later this summer.
Right.
Just based on all of our work schedules and things like that. But that's something that we wanted to do. Another thing, as I said, we're kind of dissolving, not necessarily dissolving, but kind of merging with that first step. Another concept that we wanted to do, and this is something that's going to probably happen more sporadically and just kind of what we come up with, but wanted to do kind of videos where you kind of see us in our element, just be us, be wacky, be silly, but also kind of put ourselves into some kind of challenge or game or something.
Yeah.
Something that kind of, there's going to be a meaning to what we do, but also at the same time, it's just going to be 3 dudes just screwing around at the same time too.
Like so far up to this point, that first step was sort of like, we were just kind of like testing the waters, sort of. It was mostly just for me and Connor to like sort of progress through our skills on our own. But now that we're pretty much reached a deadline of that, we thought it would be great to sort of like come up with new stuff to do. So like you said, we're going to have videos. There will be still like the overlying theme of like go out and take that first step and do, follow, don't let your fears slow you down or whatever.
Of course.
But we're going to have fun with it. We're going to have like certain things that we do. It's going to be good.
Yeah, and I think a large part of what I've kind of pushed for during my studying is like more exposure to the people that are creating things. Mm-hmm. Granted that I'm talking a much larger scale, we're talking professional athletes and whatnot, but the idea being that, people like athletes, but it would be cooler if they knew athletes.
Sure.
And so I think, we're not professional writers, we don't claim to be.
No.
But I think the fact that we're going through this project and we're learning as we go, I think being able to connect with people who listen and having them be able to interact with us, contact us directly, and having a little bit more of a personal connection, I think, is the hope that we can have.
Yeah.
Supplemental content that'll make you feel like you see the days where we just don't know what we're talking about. Our writing is terrible. We just are just spewing crap and just nothing's working.
Yeah, and just to kind of clarify, because I'm not too sure if we made this distinction clear, but that first step will be a separate thing from our story podcast, but they're connected under the same production.
Umbrella.
Yeah. Production, quote unquote, company. It's not like an official company, but it's this sort of.
Nope, paperwork is not done for anything like
Right.
that. No,
but for the sake of words, I'll call it our production company. It'll
Because-
be under that umbrella.
because that is the eventual hope. That's where we're working up to. And the fact that we're doing that. So we're going to have our kind of more serious story-based side of things, but then we're also going to be showing us who we are, and
Exactly.
but also trying to make it fun, make it exciting, and really see our personalities, have it flourish, and hopefully learn something. And maybe you guys will learn something at the same time, just like Harrison and I have tried to do with that first step. And that kind of brings me to technically, there's only what less than a dozen days left to our quote unquote challenge.
Oh yeah, there's not much.
Yeah, there's not much at all. So
What were you guys doing? You were finishing at the end of May? Is that what
yeah, it
Yeah,
was the end
yeah.
of May. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what it was. We started December.
December. right.
December. Yep.
So what, you were just doing like
Uh,
5 months or
6 months. December to
Oh,
May.
oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, we decided to get our New Year's resolution going a little bit early.
Okay.
So what I was saying before, though, Harrison.
Yeah.
So you did almost 6 months now of Spanish.
That's right.
How do you feel?
I feel pretty good. I wouldn't say I reached my goal of being conversational because, like I've been saying, the past couple months, because of the whole pandemic situation, I haven't had much exposure to Spanish speakers for me to practice. But other than the conversational aspect, I'd say I'm pretty satisfied with how I've progressed. Like, vocab comprehension, reading. I still have a long way to go, but I think this is definitely the spring forward that I needed. So that now, especially as like restrictions lift, I can go out, find Spanish-speaking people, butcher their language in front of them, but hopefully come away with some knowledge. Maybe even take a class. Who knows?
No, that sounds good. Now, so you've been working a lot of the last half of this.
Yes.
Yeah. So how do you feel like that has been with the work-life balance that we've been trying to do after a whole 6 months? How do you feel like you've done with that? I know we've talked about it a lot, but how do you think overall in the end?
Well, it was definitely difficult at first going from unemployed to having a job, because when you're unemployed, you could be like, well, I have to learn Spanish for an hour, but I can do that, whenever I want. And then, when you get a job, time management becomes a factor.
Yeah.
So I was working a job for about a month that really had sporadic hours, so I couldn't really set a routine, and I kind of fell behind when I was doing that. But now everything is a lot more planned out when I know I'm going to be working all the time. And it's even at a point where the specific job I have, I could even listen to, Spanish music or podcasts while I work, which I couldn't do at my other job.
That's good.
So and I just got this job like a week or two ago. So this definitely opens it back up more for me to continue learning more often. And I think I will be adding more hours into my Spanish learning just to, speed things up. And yeah, that's the plan for now.
No, that's good.
I'm going to keep going.
Yeah, that's the thing. Even though the quote-unquote 6-month challenge we put for ourselves is over, we still want to really proceed with these things because it means something to us.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else that you specifically can say that you got out of this journey, good or bad?
I definitely learned that I have a long way to go in terms of self-discipline too.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe we'll make some videos about that in the future.
Yeah.
But that's sort of a good and a bad thing. The bad thing is I know I have a long way to improve, but the good thing is that I've definitely improved my self-discipline along the way. I've sort of been exchanging that for motivation. Instead of getting hyped every time I have to learn Spanish, I'm like, look, you just got to do this every day.
I think that understanding of what our drawbacks are make it easier to confront, though.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And that's what this definitely does. Forcing yourself to do this for a couple months definitely shows you where your strengths and weaknesses are when it comes to focusing, when it comes to making yourself get out of bed and go do that thing, confronting your setbacks, all that stuff.
Definitely. One thing's for sure when it comes to my journey with the physical and the physical wellness and the mindfulness, it's definitely been up and down all over the place as things have gone. I feel like I've been really consistent at the very end. Mm-hmm. And I am happy to say I am in the 170s. I'm 175.
Congratulations.
So at least I can say I'm 10 pounds down. No, more than that. More like 14, 15 pounds down from when we started. So
nice.
I'll take that.
I think you're a couple pounds lighter than me now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, good job.
Wait, I'm less than you, though, who was a stick for a long time. No, you were a twig.
Yeah, I was 119 pounds senior year of high school.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, twig, stick, and you're working your way up to branch. I don't know. I think you're branch quality, right?
Thanks. I hope to be branch quality.
Yeah, no, you got good fundamental basis to you. You're doing
Yeah,
good.
I have good proportions.
Yeah. And I actually did a thing prior to all this where I actually did a few measurements where I was curious like about gaining or losing anything. You good?
Make sure proportions are right.
Well, I knew this was going to come up, but and you're going to hate me for this in a little bit. So actually, arms did increase like half an inch. So like yeah, right. My waist actually went down an inch.
Nice.
Chest is about the same. This is where you guys are going to hate me because we talked about this earlier. My ass, my hips are bigger.
Yes.
And that was like one of the things I wanted to decrease.
You wanted to get less of an ass?
Because I can't fit into pants. I
just come up here.
Yeah, get back up here. Because I want to fit back into my
I
pants.
support Thick Connor 2021.
Yeah, thick Connor with 3 C's.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. But like I got pants that I want to fit in again,
Just get
you know?
new pants.
Yeah.
I'm
I
stubborn.
mean, okay. I
I'm
should
stubborn.
say that because that goes against your goals of the challenge.
But
I don't want to discourage you.
But overall, I do feel good about everything besides my legs, as we talked about. You guys can make fun of me. It's okay.
I'm
We were
not
talking
making
about
fun of anyone.
we were talking about this earlier. I feel like my body's disproportionate.
You don't have to air this to the world.
It's okay. I need to let this out. It's
You have
cathartic.
perfect proportions.
No, I was just saying how I feel like my torso is made for somebody who's much taller than me, and my legs are just stumpy.
I feel like my proportions are about right.
My proportions are pretty
I
good.
think I'm pretty much on par.
There you go. And
One of my heights.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, my Spanish proportions I could change, but bodily.
So, well, either way, that was something I was working with. I would love to try to, lose a little more down there to fit into a few pants, but overall, I feel all right. But apparently, these guys approve Thick Connor. Yeah.
Thick Connor, 3 C's, 1 N.
That's
And
right.
also, yes, 3 C's, 1 N. And also, any women out there interested in Thick Connor, I am single. We're all no, never mind. He's with Jenna. Why did I just almost say we're all single? You've been with Jenna forever.
Who's I've never heard of her.
You heard it here first, folks.
I'm single, but only on this podcast.
All right, but Harrison and I are single, regardless of what Stefan is joking around about now. We love you, Jenna.
Thanks for throwing the advertisement out there.
Hey, I'm trying to get you a girl.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, I
Okay,
got
but
you.
how is he gonna get a girl if he's not thick with 3 C's?
That's right.
He's
I
learning
may
Spanish.
be proportional and know some Spanish, but I do not have 3 C's.
Hey, it's a romantic language.
But I do have 1 N in my name. So.
That's true. You do have 1 N as
Oh my
well.
god, I also have 1 N in my
We
name.
all have 1 N in our
Whoa!
names. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. No,
That's pretty good.
we appreciate that.
That's why we're making this thing.
That's
'cause
why
we
we're
have
all
1 N.
banding together.
Yeah.
Even though banding has like 3 N's, but like whatever.
doesn't.
Hey, one for each one of us.
Oh my god. Ugh.
Where did this go?
Banning together?
Banning. B-A-N-N.
I think
Do you mean
mean
banding?
Is
with
it actually
2 N's?
banding?
It is
So who
banding.
are we kicking out?
Oh, I guess I'm gone. I'll see you guys.
The one who made the
Hi,
spelling
I'm
mistake.
Stefan. Welcome to Walsh Wednesday. I'm your
just gonna
host.
see myself out.
I'm your host, Harrison Wednesday.
So your last name became Wednesday now?
Yes.
Don't
Not
you
Walsh.
mean Miraculous?
Oh.
Hey!
Hey.
Yeah. What kind of Spanish speaker are you?
Not very good.
He's not a good Spanish speaker. He already admitted to that, but he can read.
I can read your
So
words.
I should have written Miraculous
I
down.
should have written it down.
He would have known exactly what you meant at that point.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, where do we go? Where do we bring this back
Well,
from
I guess
here?
we could just like bring it round to like saying, "Hey, look out in a couple months for our cool project, and maybe even less than a couple months for that first step."
Yes, that is very true. We are hoping to get that stuff going.
And like, while we don't know the exact date we're going to be releasing this stuff, there's also fun things we could just sprinkle in, whether it's us going on some kind of live stream and just playing a game or something.
Oh,
like
that'd be sweet.
we can
That'd be a lot of fun.
we can be doing other things. We could do some stupid, spicy beans or something. Something
Yeah,
fun.
we could do spicy
Some
beans.
kind of bean boozled or something. We'll find easy.
We'll find
no,
ways to
easy
sprinkle ourselves
things
in there
to-
for
I
you
feel
guys.
like at this point, because we're already basically advertising ourselves, we should say who we are, branding ourselves as, so people know what to look out for.
do you want to say it?
I do.
Thick
All right.
with 3
We're
C's.
called 3 N's. No.
3 N's because of the word banding. With
because
3
of the word
N's.
banning. Okay, so our production team name is Porridge Productions.
Yes.
We do not know.
Is it not Porridge Co?
I thought it was Porridge Co.
That's what the email is.
Okay, it's Porridge. Porridge.
You don't even know the name.
Porridge Co. Well, Porridge Productions is.
It's alliterative, but it's also PP.
It is PP. I didn't think of that. All right,
Whereas
wait, we're
PO is
PC.
better as poo.
we're PC.
We're PC then.
What a PO? What am I talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Wow, we're all losing brain cells, I guess. Banning PO.
Well, okay, so
Miracle is.
if you guys like the idea of what we have going on, you let us know.
Yeah.
Porridge Productions
Or
or
Porridge
Porridge
Co.
Co.
Yeah.
Let
If it's
us
Porridge
know.
Productions.
Porridge Inc.
Or Porridge
You're
Inc.
gonna make me have to make a new email. That's really rude.
Okay.
So just
We
don't
can be-
don't do that.
Look,
All right, so we're going to be Porridge
let,
Co.
Let Connor know. Let us know.
But we're just still going to
Do you
keep it
like
Porridge Co. because
Productions
we
or
don't want.
Porridge Co?
You can say whatever you want, but it's really not about
like,
you.
I like Porridge Productions. I'll
That
put that
part
out
isn't
there.
about you. But I think
But yeah, so look out for Porridge, whatever, just Porridge. But we're working on that, and Porridge. But Porridge is the name of like our umbrella thing.
Yeah.
It's like what we are.
no,
Who we
exactly.
are.
And I think it's going to
Our
be a
soul.
lot of fun once we get into it. I think it's going to be a great summer project for us, and we see where it takes us, and just kind of go from there. I think since we've derailed so many times already, is there any last final remarks anybody wants to say?
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
And so I'm here now.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
I'm now gonna be here all the time.
You're here now. Yes.
here now.
That
I'm not just
Stefan-
a special guest. I'm
Yeah.
here
He's
now.
he's the third amigo.
yes. The three amigos. Oh my gosh.
Oh, you do know Spanish.
I know amigo.
That's crazy.
Oh Lord.
Do you know what today's day is in Spanish? Well, since I
Yeah.
took Spanish. I don't know.
El lunes, 17 de mayo.
It's not the 7th.
No, deci.
Oh,
siete.
see,
Yeah.
you know what? I really haven't listened.
now who's schooling who?
Oh my God. All right. I think we're just going to leave it at that. Guys, be on the lookout for Porridge Co. and everything that we have coming out later this summer. Also, another thing that you can check us out in, we're also going to be featured in another production that's going to be coming out this summer that's being done by a few friends of mine from college. I'm not at liberty to talk about everything with that, but it's really cool to be able to do those kinds of collaborations with other people. You'll be even able to hear all of our voice talent on that. It's a lot of fun, and we'll let you guys know when that is out as well.
I even act in that.
You will act in that, and you'll be in front of the camera. You won't be acting, but in the video series, you'll just be you.
Yeah, you'll get to see what we all look like. Except Connor, you probably know what he
Do
looks
they
like.
not already know what you look like? I feel like
There have been pictures of you, Harrison.
Wait,
they
really?
gotta know what you look like.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't even know.
There's probably pictures on
There's
your
pictures
guys' social media
on
of
the
me,
That
too.
First Step page.
Oh.
I'm sure I'm on your social media somewhere.
Y-
Just
yeah.
in terms of group pictures. So they probably know what I look like too. They just don't know it.
Wow, you guys are stalkers.
Oh my God, Harrison! It's literally on the page that we set up.
All right, so anyway, look out for us being on video and our podcast series and anything by Porridge or
This is starting off
by
so
Connor
well.
Walsh
This is starting off so well.
Porridge the company, not the food.
or Porridge Productions. Well, to be determined.
All right, that's and there we're good. Thank you very much for tuning into this episode of Walsh Wednesday. I want to thank Harrison and Stefan for coming on. We're going to have a lot of great content for you guys coming out later this summer.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Stay tuned. And as always, we're glad we get to spend some time.